Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and today I have a plain white box. Isn't that exciting? It is, because what's inside this plain white box are the goodies that came with this year, well, this year being 2021, the Dicefest exclusive model from Flying Frog for their Shadows of Brimstone game. So, I mean, okay, it would probably help if I had the box the right side up to begin with. Now, I know it's not very exciting to peek inside here, but one of the cool things, so I've pretty much, I think, picked up all of the Dicefest figures for the most part, except for the Sorceress, and I forget which year she was. They've always had just a single figure, but this time they did things a tiny bit different. I'll show you what I mean. And we'll look at the figure too, of course. So this year we had some extra end caps. I believe this is supposed to be like a new starting spot or just a new T-junction, as well as some extra hallway connectors. Kind of cool. Oh, cool. Okay. So we have some actual rules for these. These are specific rooms. Are they all for blasted wastes? Interesting. Okay, so they're for the blasted wastes and the mine. Corpse cart, fresh salvage. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's always nice when there's just little extra bonuses thrown in like that. They didn't have to include that. In the past, all we got was the figure, which we'll get to. And then, ooh, Masterclass Revolver. That must be a new, yeah. Okay, these are artifacts. I was looking, yeah. Gear. And some bonuses for a touch of evil. I have not gotten to play that in years. Actually, that's for Dark Gothic, which I believe is like the deck builder version of them. A touch of evil? I could be wrong. Alright, so if you've never built any of the Dicefest models before, they are resin figures, but then again, just about all of these special models that Privateer Press has done for these events have been resin. Now, feeling that base, it's been a while, but that is quite oily. You want to give these a good scrub and soak with some warm, soapy water. This is the experienced, I think it was the experienced samurai? I don't think it was the daimyo. Let's see here, it's his body, his blades, the bug hanging around in here with me, and he left. I dig that helmet. So if you like your samurai faceless, this is a fun little kit to have. He's got his big back banner. Do I want to paint Tokugawa on that? Part of me says yes. Okay, swords. Swords are looking a little thin and a little wobbly, but that is always the case, it seems, unfortunately, with resin. Look at that one. I'm thinking once I've got them trimmed, I'm going to have to heat them up and try re-straightening them. If you haven't played with resin, welcome to the club. And then we have his body. There it is in focus. Good thing he's got his pouch with him. And then you can see that's where the other swords are going to attach. It's like, oh, thankfully they're not in the scabbards. Sometimes you'll see people sculpt the scabbards with the swords in it, and then he's actually got them in his hands. And he's got his nice little scenic base topper with the tentacles coming out of the ruined pagoda structure. And I guess he's going to stand on top of there. So I'm going to have to give this a good nice soak, get it all straightened out, and we will be back to show you how it turns out. Sit tight. Okay, we got our experienced samurai all put together here. Here we have his base, and I don't know. Despite me giving him a good solid scrubbing and cleaning and simple greening prior to spraying him down, he still seems like he is not 100% fully ready to be primed. Overall, I think the model looks really neat. There's a little bit of loss of detail, at least on mine, in terms of right there on his mask. I don't know if it's as apparent to you guys as it is to me, and maybe that's just me being a stickler. And I don't know how many times I tried to bend and rebend those swords. That's just an unfortunate reality of dealing with thin resin, is it doesn't want to straighten out. I figure from the distance it looks okay. I'm not too stressed on it, but overall I really like it. It looks neat. Definitely looks neat. I'm still not 100% sure how I want to paint it, but going with some of the other resin models, you can see obviously with that enlarged base, he is significantly bigger than his friend right here. Grabbing another of the original Dicefest models, and I was like just double checking. Here is the original experienced gunslinger from quite a few years ago now, but he had a similar basing deal where he was on a little bit larger base, but obviously our samurai friend here is on a much different level with the red Ronin here, and with one of the sumo heroes. Again, just to give you guys a good idea, he's going to scale really nicely, I think, with the other figures from the game. If you were going to have him just show up and mess around with some of the other samurai models you may have, using a GCT Studios Bushido model, one of my favorites right there, I think, you know, size-wise, it looks like he's going to work pretty well. If you're going to use him in a game like Test of Honor or Ronin or something like that, that might be a viable option as well. The only problem is when you can get a hold of this guy. So unfortunately, these figures tend to only be available during specific special events, but I wouldn't worry too much because I know I've seen them pop up for other big holidays as well. So if it looks like a neat figure to you and you think you can get these issues with the swords all taken care of and really thoroughly scrubbed, but that's the thing you should do anyway with all resin figures, I think you're going to be finding a model you will be quite happy with. I still dig the red Ronin. I think the two of them look like they're going to be fighting their way through some kind of a big bloody mess together, back to back. That's just me. So we'll put a link down below to Flying Frog's web shop. If you're curious, you can get a good look, and they usually have some kind of special deals and promotions for whatever major holidays are happening, which, you know, it seems to be all the time anyways. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.